No. Okay, let's...
Okay.
Click.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone.
It's Jenny.
I'm Gabby.
We're back for Disney Real Talk, another podcast. We're doing Ergo this...
Finally, everybody, which means you can't trust men. Yes, which is a mood, everyone. This show, I've been excited from the moment they announced it because my beloved Mello and Alperin are reunited. I was obsessed with them, watched them on Karpishma just for them, and then now we got them back. Even though there was some drama at the beginning of filming, they seem to be back on track, and their chemistry is as fire as ever.
Yeah, love Melisa. She's like on my top 5 Disney actresses of all time. This is like the second time I'm watching Alp because the first time I told Gabby that her show that she wanted me to watch, I watched 2 episodes and then skipped to the end.
Zemheri, my beloved Zemheri with Alperin and Aicha, which is iconic, everyone. Yet again, this is me plugging Zemheri. Watch it on YouTube. There's the subs, no excuses, and I will get Jenny to do a pod about this because I love that show so much.
Maybe one day. One day I'll watch it from the start for real.
He has never looked better, too. He looks the best out of all of his Dizzies and Zemheri. He's perfection.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was like, what is up with his look in this show?
They're doing him dirty.
Exactly.
The hairstylists hate him. They hate him on that show, and they hate the guy that plays her brother, Tunjai. I have never, since Miran Aslan Bey's hair on her jai, seen a Disney man look more of a mess hairstyle-wise. They are just doing them both so dirty. Curls, both of them, I don't know, they keep putting so much product and just making them look like trash. It's embarrassing.
I mean, I was talking about his face. His beard is not there, and I think that's, his best, aspect. And his curls is there, but it's not as curly as they could be. I
literally wrote in my notes, his curls are back, yes, but he needs his beard back immediately.
The beard and curly hair, for a guy, if we have any male listeners, the beard and the curls are like a combo you cannot go wrong with. I promise you. Yes. As a lady, 1,000%. I'm attracted to guys that have curly hair and a beard. For sure.
Oh, Alperin. But yeah, no, Alperin is looking, I think the makeup department too is also hating him because he's looking real pale. They're just doing Alperin super dirty, everyone. I don't know what he did in a past life to warrant this, but yeah, it's been a mess. But let's talk about our queen because Melisa is killing it, as always.
This role was meant for her. I can't imagine anybody else in her role in this show.
Even Demet, I don't think would be able to be the same kind of Sybil Kor Aslan.
Yeah, because the coldness that Sybil has sometimes, Melisa just portrays it perfectly. It was made for her. You know.
But we still love her. She is such a badass queen.
Yes.
She is a straight up gangster. The things that she does and says.
The trailers and stuff for the show is so misleading. I'm not even gonna lie. I was so mad when I found out what the real, drama was behind everything.
Yeah, it was really dumb.
I was like, why would you promote the show that way? Are you for reals? This show could probably be doing way better than how they had originally promoted it to be because this show is genuinely interesting to me. I no shade on Tuzak or anything. I was watching Tuzak for a while before it's getting kind of slow, but I didn't feel that way with the show. I was I'm so hyped for episode 5 now. I'm just ready. Oh, by the way, you guys, we're covering episodes 1 through 4, if you didn't know, for this podcast.
Yeah, because as of recording right now, episode 5 is going to be airing tomorrow for us. So we will come back with the next couple episodes, most likely, in next month or the month after. So be waiting for part 2 of our Ego podcast. But I love Sybil so much because, like you said, she's got that, they call her Ice Queen.
Yeah, Ice Queen.
Which I get. But at the same time, like, she's not nasty, and she's not vicious, and she's not mean. Like, she's just a badass bitch, and I love her for it.
If she was nasty, she would have just let that lady, what's her name, Elif, she would have let Elif drown in that first episode.
Come on, wait a second. Okay, we gotta rewind, because we gotta talk about that. Because I got a lot of thoughts on this bitch. Okay. I'm going to open up. We're going to talk about Elif now. I'm going to start because I literally have so many things about her that I can't even shut up now. So everybody just buckle up because I hate Elif. Okay, first of all, yes, let's talk about that. This dumbass bitch jumps off she's so dramatic. She jumps off the freaking pier. And, like, Queen Sybil has to save her ass wearing her epic Zara dress, by the way. I'm obsessed with that dress, and I've been looking for it. It's sold out. I'm so upset. Just let her drown. I would have let her drown. Like, she seriously is so useless and embarrassing. Like, I was at first, I was like, okay, girl, I understand. I would also be pissed if my man was being propositioned by this gorgeous, badass, rich queen. But then Elif takes really a turn and becomes even more obnoxious and useless and just annoying in every way. When she started her, like, I'm going to be getting revenge on them bullshit, I was like, get out of here, girl. Like, literally get out of here. And the way she treats Erhan, oh my God. When she said, how are you worth 3 million lira? I was like,
yeah, at that point, as a man, I was like, how are you gonna let that slide? Like, not even as a woman.
No, it was embarrassing. Like, he was being a doormat with Elif. The fact that he takes her ass back after that, and the way she treats him after he comes back from Antalya with Sybil, and he flat out tells her, like, nothing happened. And I'm like, okay, like, as a woman, like, yeah, like, you are gonna think, oh, there's no way nothing happened with that gorgeous queen. But at the same time, it's like, haven't you been with Erhan for years and known him? I'm like, and if you were going to marry him and said what a great man he was and everything else, like, shouldn't you actually be believing him? Because he does seem sincere and being like, nothing happened. And then, of course, then we as the audience know that nothing did, in fact, happen when it could have.
Yeah.
Because they're about to kiss, and then he's like, I can't do this to Elif. And literally, I think the entire audience at that point is screaming at the TV.
No.
Being like, are you kidding me?
I was like thinking at that exact moment when he was going in to kiss her, and I was like, oh my God, he actually did cheat on her, right? Because I was like, okay, he's telling her this entire time he did it. Why? Like, and he actually did it. I was like, that's loyalty right there. Are you... Yeah,
he has been loyal since day one to this bitch. And then she is literally on the revenge path, going after Sybil's trash man-whore brother, Tunjai, and hooking up with him, being the nanny, and being very sus with him, too, by the way. She was mad at Erhan for all this stuff, that she is being such a hypocrite and doing the same thing with Tunjai. That's why, like, when her stupid little brother and his drunk ass, like, went to Erhan's apartment and saw Sybil and Erhan holding hands, or, like, she was kind of, like, holding his hand, and he was, like, so scandalized. And then that same exact moment, we flashed to Tunjai and Elif doing the same thing.
Bro.
And also, can we talk about Elif's family? Yes, because they are so fucking annoying.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, I love her dad, actually. I really do love her dad. I loved him. Let me get to my point, though. I loved him up until when Erhan comes to him and tells him, like, are you okay? Like, I've never had a dad. You were my dad growing up. And he kind of just rejects him, and I was like...
No, that was savage. Like, I understand because it's his daughter, and, like, he is right that he's got to take her side, but at the same time, the way he handled that was not cool at all. Like, I really was pissed off at that point.
I was mad, too, because I was like, he flat out said that you're my father figure.
And he even was like, I can't lose you. He's like, okay, Elif doesn't want me, but, like, please don't do this to me, Dad. And I was just, like, so heartbroken for Erhan, because She literally just threw him away like trash multiple times. He kept coming back to her. He kept trying. And I'm like, Erhan, please leave her ass.
I know, like, after you pay off your debts or whatever, just leave. Like, come on. Like, I'm with him until he just pays off his debts. Because I understand, like, he feels like he's in debt to this family. They've done so much for him. And, like, he grew up with them. Like, I get it. You owe them. You lost their money on top of that. Like, I get you paying them off. But I'm not seeing that type of love from her or her family for you. And you, like, work your ass off for them. You know what I mean? You get, like, nothing.
Also, can we talk about the chemistry, in quotations, between Alif and Erhan? It is major. It was giving me Mal and Alina in Shadow and Bone.
Girl,
AKA
no,
major siblings.
Don't spoil season 2 for me at all. I've muted
I'm not spoiling
Gabby.
anything. I'm not spoiling anything for anyone. I'm just saying that they reminded me of Mal and Alina, as in they have absolutely no sexual chemistry. It is just major sibling vibes, and it's gross for me to see them be intimate on screen.
It makes sense to me, though, like, that he loves her because, like, he feels like he's indebted to her. Like, she gave him the family that
he wanted. Yeah.
So, like,
no, I can see what you mean.
Why it's hard
but,
for
like,
him.
she turned on him right away, though. So that shows what kind of person she is. Because she turned on him right off the bat. Which I'm like, yeah, it was fucked up what happened with Sybil, or what she thinks happened with Sybil. But still, the fact that she just wrote him off right off the bat with no conversation and was like...
She didn't even give him the chance to explain. And then by the time, like, he was done explaining is when she really wanted that explanation. And he was like, I'm not gonna tell it to you. Like, you didn't let me do it in the first place. So why would I tell you now?
That is my biggest pet peeve, though, is that they are really forcing this relationship on us and on the show. And I really don't get it, because I literally don't know anybody who's rooting for them or would root for them. Because after she said you're not worth $3 million, and she also said some other really nasty, heartless, savage things to him too, around those lines after that. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? This is supposedly the love of your life and the lady you were going to marry. Like, she needs to be gone. And the fact that they were still wearing their rings also was hilarious to me. I'm like, if you're really dumping his ass, bitch, why aren't you taking off the ring?
Right?
I feel like she did that because she didn't want Erhan to run immediately to Sybil.
That's exactly what I think that she's like showing
she's playing games.
Yeah, exactly. She's playing games. She's like showing him, like, I'm with you still, but not really. I want you to know that there's a chance of forgiveness. Like, she really wants him to work for her, something that he didn't do. You know?
Yeah, no, it's toxic. That relationship is so toxic, and I need my bae to get out of there because he's really pissing me off with this undying loyalty to this bitch who has literally been absolutely trashed to him. Like, absolutely trashed. When she said that you're not worth $3 million, I was like, you needed to bounce immediately and never come back.
That's what I was saying, too. I was like, after that fact, I would have just to show it to her, I would have done exactly what she thought I was going to do. And then
go get with Sybil.
No, and exactly. And then transfer the $3 million and then block her on everything, never go to that house. Like, are you for real?
Fun fact, the house. So Alif's family's house that you just mentioned is the house of Ayaz, who was Alperin's character on Zemheri. So he's back at that same exact house. So my two worlds are colliding yet again, everyone.
Gabby's fun fact on architecture.
Yes, me always telling you where the filming locations, whose house was somebody else's house in a Disney. I love Disneyland. It's so small. They use the same things. But I just thought it was really funny that Alperin was back there all these years later now.
As I was saying. But Sybil herself didn't want that, you know? She just needed protection, as we found out. So she did think about it. Again, she's not a nasty person because she really thought it through. And she saw, like, the love that they had and backed off, you know?
Yeah. No, which that was, like, what was so cute about the whole thing is, like, Sybil was, like, I think she's always been, like, sort of intrigued by him, obviously pre-show, so we didn't see any of that. And then when she gets to see him interacting with his fiancé and sees how loving and snuggly and sweet that's the kind of man that, like, Sybil obviously has been yearning for and hasn't found yet. And so, like, that's what she was thinking about. And then obviously we find out, like, in the first episode that Sybil is going to have some sort of, like, ovarian surgery so that she won't be able to have kids anymore in a few months. So I think that is also making Sybil do things that she might not normally. So I think it, like, sped up her timeline, obviously, but I think it also made her reevaluate her love life even more and made her become more quickly attached to Erhan than she might have otherwise. But I just love their relationship. Like, we need to talk about them because their chemistry.
First, I love the way they introduced those two. Like, you see, like, him coming out of the building. He's breaking down because he lost, like, a lot of money. 3 mil, like, went down the drain. And and she's sitting in her car watching him. And I think what she really loved about him was the fact that he knocked down the trash cans and went back to pick it up. And then he put himself together so quickly. You know, like, he was vulnerable, but he, like, reacted quickly to it. Like, he was able to get over it fast and, like, went in. And I think that, like, really sparked her attention. Like you were saying, like, she probably had a crush on him from way long. We're probably going to find that out in future episodes. But, like, this, like, she connected with that hurt, like, with the tears, because she was going through the same thing almost.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, is they have obviously a lot of similarities, and I think that's why, like, they need to be, well, obviously they need to be together, because that's not a question, because they're fire, and we love them together. Yeah, I mean, but, like, I think there are a lot of similarities between the two of them. Like you said, I think she sees a lot of herself in him. Like you were saying, him having to, like, pull it together quickly. Like, we see her family life, and we'll talk about them later, because that's really something I hate about the show more than anything. And I think that she really just sees that in him. Like, not only would he be a good partner, but, like, she sees herself in him, so they can relate a lot.
I think it's kind of strange. Like, I know you said we're going to talk about her family later, but I think it's weird that she connects, like, everything to her dad. Like, she was talking to her friend, Melisa. She was like, I see my dad when he was younger in him. And I was like, I don't really like that, but...
No, and I forgot about that, and I don't get that at all, because Erhan is nothing like her trash father, like, at all.
I mean, they did do, like, a little comparison when he was trying to, at the restaurant. Like,
let's talk about that later, because I love that scene.
I was like, whoa. I kind of like how he gives it back, like, Erhan.
Oh, no, that's what I was just about to say. Their banter is fire. Their banter is so good, and, like, that is one of the best parts of their relationship, their chemistry, and the show, is the banter between Erhan and Sybil. Like, they both are, you know, giving it to each other. Like, they're not holding back. They can be real savage, but, like, also really funny. And I it's, like, we can see that, like, they're, like, smirking, like, they're appreciating the banter, and they can be real with each other, which I really like, because obviously he can't be that with Alif. So that's another thing, is, like, also, Alif, like, literally reminds me of, like, a high school, like, freshman. Like, the way she acts, I was like, how old is this girl supposed to be? Because she is legit acting like she's, like, 17 years old.
Doesn't seem like a teacher, because a teacher would have more sense to be more mature than the way that
she is very childish. Very childish. And that's why I'm like, it seems like there is an age gap between the two of them, because, like, he, like, lives in the apartment. He's a financial advisor, whatever, at the company. And it's, honestly, it seems like she's not even a teacher. I think she just, like, works at, like, the kindergarten as, like, a teacher's assistant or a helper. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, I'm like, I feel like she's, like, 22, 23, and he's, like, almost 30. So, like, that's another thing. I'm like, I want to know how they even met. Because that's the other thing. We don't even know how they got together, like,
Exactly, you want us to believe in this relationship we don't even have roots to? Like, are you being
No, real? And like I said, like, before, there is absolutely no, like, romantic chemistry whatsoever, and it's so cringe. Like, when, oh my god, and can we talk about her crying? That actress, I'm sorry, girl, but you were a mess. Like, I could not stand her crying and screaming and yelling and whining. I fast forward now through her scenes, because I can't stand her.
Yeah, I don't really... At first, I was like, oh, wow, she's pretty. She has blue eyes, blonde hair. Like, okay, I can see this being, like... I wish they had casted an actress that could actually be a pain to, like, Melisa. Like, Melisa.
Exactly. It is not even a competition whatsoever. It's, like so uneven.
Not Melisa, Sybil, sorry. Sybil would actually get, like, jealous over, like... At this point, girl, I can see why Elif is, like, really insecure about Sybil, but Sybil has nothing to, like, really... Besides her good conscience, you know, to be, like, okay, I shouldn't mess with this, you know?
Which, speaking of, like, when Elif and him break up the first time, and he goes over to Sybil's house, or to her apartment, because she wasn't answering the phone, and he's, like, having a meltdown, that was hilarious. Sybil's like, why are you here?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And then he's like, you weren't answering your phone. I was worried about you. And she's like, oh, which I'm like, yeah, like, I totally see why she really likes Erhan. Like, he does have some really good qualities, like, especially his loyalty. And then, like, obviously, then when... Whoops,
Jasper, is that Jasper? I thought I saw him.
My son's tail. Yeah, and so I just love her smirk, though, when he's talking about how she, like, dumped him, and then she's basically like, well, she says something about silk being too thin or something, and I love that. That was basically her being like, if the relationship's not strong and it breaks on the first crack, like, it's not meant to be, and I love that.
Yeah, I believe in that, too, because... That's what I was saying this entire time I was watching this show. I was like, okay, I was giving Elif chances because I get it, like you're saying. But then when they get together and then they break up again, I was like, why are you even trying to, like, get revenge or whatever? Like, it's over.
Exactly. If you're back with him, like, this makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah. Really
and then, of course, also, can we talk about how, like, literally the reason she breaks up with him again is, or officially, is because of fucking Tunjai telling her lies.
Why would you believe a complete stranger over your loved one?
Exactly. Thank you. That, again, proves how dumb and horrible and toxic the relationship is, because Elif literally believes this dude she's known for 2 fucking days over the supposed love of her life. Like, get out of here, girl.
And then can I say, like, what in her eyes makes him trustworthy? Like, he's already, like, hiding his son, and you want to actually believe him? Like, are you for reals?
She is just a dumb ass bitch, I'm telling you. Elif is a dumb ass. Like, I cannot stand her character. She's so embarrassing. Like, I'm embarrassed for women everywhere the way she behaves, because it's seriously so cringe. And her believing this dude she met 2 days ago, or her fiance, is just beyond hilarious to me. And again, another red flag for Erhan, who is trying to make it work. And now that I'm thinking about it, like what you were saying before, I think you're right. I think, like, it's he has undying loyalty, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. It's one of his biggest flaws, obviously. Yeah. But the other thing is like you said, it's the family aspect. So I think you're right. I think that's why he is, even though she is being, treating him like complete garbage, and, like, dragging him to filth and just being the worst possible person to him, he is still holding on because he made that commitment. Like, he says, like, I love when Sybil's holding his hand and he's like, well, Elif's my fiance. Which, by the way, I love how she's like, I see how much you love her. And then he's just like, well, Elif's my fiance right now. And I love how he doesn't say.
He doesn't go on to say, I love her because of, and list any qualities.
He's just like, she's my fiance right now.
Yeah, and then as you were saying about the family aspect, the reason why I said that is because when they break up, he goes to go talk to his friend, like his buddy, and he says, it feels like I've lost my second family. And I was like, that's the root of this whole issue, is that he wants a family.
Which is exactly what Sybil wants and needs. So that's why I'm like, can you please open your dumbass eyes and see that? Because they would be perfect together, because, like, she's, like, obsessed with him. And in a way, he's very protective of her, too. Can we talk about that, too? Because that was, I love that. I love, like, in the first episode, we get that he is, he protects her from that creep, Zafar, who was Demir's best friend in her Yedi-sen. So this is such a departure for him, for me, because the only other time I've seen him is being the sweet bestie.
In my life.
This girl, I've been trying to get her to watch my beloved Her Yedi-san for years. I will get her to watch it at some point. But anyway, Zafar is pure trash and a creep. No surprise, her father's obsessed with trying to marry Sybil to him. I was like, they go hand in hand. That's, like, basically his son.
Yeah, you know her dad is from Ambassador's Daughter, playing Nestle Han's dad in that show.
Oh yeah, was it you that was saying he like always plays like the asshole horrible father? He is trash. I hate that actor. I never want to see him again. I hate this character so much.
At first, when I was watching him, I thought he was the butler guy from the YC show. I really did think that. I was like, wait a second. Wait.
You're like, what's he doing on this show?
I was like, wait, why would he leave such a successful show for this show? And then I was like, wait a second, that's the wrong old man.
All the Turkish old men are starting to blend together. It's fine. But yeah, so Zafar, anyway, so Zafar is like literally creeping on her hardcore. He's like trashed at the hotel. First of all, he stalks her to Antalya. He like goes from Istanbul all the way to Antalya, by the way, which was like a 2-hour plane ride. So it's not like he just like went to the city next door. Like he went pretty far to follow her, which A is super fucking creepy and B completely unwarranted. Because after their date, she like, first of all, she like got out of their date by having Melisa call her and pretend to be, I love how she's like, my friend's fallen. She's falling down the stairs or something like that. And she's hurt. I've got to go help her. Melissa's dress in that scene, by the way, is like one of my other favorites of hers. She's wearing this black dress with like an open back with like a chain, like gold chain on the back. It's fire.
All her outfits, pure fire. I have not seen a flop outfit from her yet. Hits after hits.
She is just killing it.
Yes.
And so anyway, so like Erhan like sees him grabbing her and he, like, of course, is Prince Charming and knight in shining armor and saves her from him. And I love how he punches him and, like, knocks him out. Yeah. And then as Zafar's basically like, do you know who I am? I was like, he is really the stereotypical, like, frat boy, asshole American that I hate more than anything. Like, his name would be Chad if he was in America. And he was definitely in a frat, and his dad is like a CEO of some big company, and he literally would be like, do you know who my father is? Because that's basically what Zafar does and says in
and
this
then
scene.
his inability to take a hint is amazing, because he knows that she does not want him. Like, he literally says it to her, like, I know that you faked that phone call and blah, blah, blah. I was like, so, like, can you leave her alone? Thanks. Did all the girls die in the world? I think he's being pressured by his family too, so I think that's the only reason why he's like going after her, because I don't think he like even really wants to be around her. Like, I don't either, because even in their date, he's like, remember he's talking about how if they get married, like they'll like have a kid and then the nanny will raise it, and like they can do whatever they want, basically. He was like, it was gonna be like a marriage in name and us to have a kid and that's it. But Sybil doesn't want that, clearly. Like,
yeah, of course not. First of all, the guy's a creep. I would not let him near me anyway. I would not even pretend to be married to, let alone have a freaking kid with him. Barf. No, thank you. So we loved that, knight in shining armor, Erhan came to the rescue, and Melissa, I was about to say, and Sybil was swooning hard, everybody. Like, that, like, cemented it for her. When he saved her,
it cemented it for us, too. We're like, ship, right there.
Oh, I was already shipping, but after that, I was really like, how can you not ship them? Like, really? I mean, and, like, that, again, is just, like, the type of man that Erhan is, and that's exactly, like I said before, what Sybil's looking for, what she needs. So it just really makes her obsession and her plan of getting Erhan even more. And I'm like, you know what? Go, queen. I was like, go get your man.
Yeah, he's such a selfless man. Like, I just really love him so far. I don't think he's screwed up besides, like, losing $3 million. I mean, but that was just an investment.
Well, oh no, in him going back to Alif being a doormat, that's a big
like fact. As a woman, I'd hope that he would try to get back with her, but like after the first 2 times, I'd give up.
I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't know how he's still doing it. Yeah, I really don't.
Now I'm over it. Now I'm like, I literally wrote in my notes on episode 4, I took notes and they like progressively got smaller. And the only thing that I wrote for episode 4 is, I think he should just dump her ass now.
And that has literally been me screaming at the TV since day one. Yeah. But especially after the last 2 episodes of the 3rd and 4th episode, it's just so embarrassing. He's just being such a doormat, and it's pissing me off because I don't understand why he would put himself through that, especially since the family aspect is like seemingly broken beyond repair at this point as well. So I'm like, why why don't you just cut your losses, go be with your badass Queen Sybil, who wants you? Yes. She wants you. I'm like, I don't understand why you're after a woman who does not want you. And Sybil, who is better in every way than freaking Elif, wants you. So, and I love everybody dragging his ass, by the way, too. Everybody on Twitter is always dragging Erhan. It's like, your broke ass is being wanted by Sybil, and you have, like, the audacity to still be going after Elif, who has been trashed to you.
I know. I don't know, man. That's crazy to me. At first, this whole, like, idea, like, I originally thought, like, what they promoted, like, she wants a kid, so, like, she targeted him. And then I was like, okay.
Because he is the perfect baby daddy. She was right if that was what she was up to, but that's not, sadly.
You like what her brother says, like, that baby would have beautiful genes, like, my nephew would be gorgeous.
Oh my god, wait, okay, can we now talk about her brother? Because
yes. Before we jump into the brother, I just need to know, that man looks so familiar to me.
He's her Jai! That's Yaren's husband.
What?
Yes! How did you not realize that's him? His psycho energy is the same. I love that actor. That's what I wanted to say about him.
Yes. I love him as an actor. I think
he is so good. He plays the best trash characters, and just his eyes and his whole, like, face. He reminds me of Merit Ramazan. He really is, like, acting. Like, he is acting.
Yes, like, I was gonna say, he's really entertaining to watch, actually. I've only skipped a couple of his scenes, but otherwise, I don't mind seeing him on screen. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, no, we want him off, blah, 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 blah. But, man, Gabby, he's great. Like,
no, he is. He's amazing. And, like, even with his, like, stupid mustache and his horrible curls that they're doing him dirty, too. Yeah. Like... He is so funny, but that's what I kept saying to Jenny and everyone. I was like, I fucking hate Tunjai, but I love that actor. I can't remember what his name is. Something with an A.
And that's the first time that's happened. Like, an actor that is actually good at doing their job being bad.
Oh, yeah. He is leaning into this trash role, and he is slaying. Like, he really is reminding me of Mert as Farid Korhan. It's, like, the same vibes. Like, you fucking hate him, but you love him at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like, I hate the position that he puts me into sometimes. I'm like, bro, like, I get
he has me cackling sometimes, too. I'm like, you are so funny. And I was like, I don't even think he's supposed to be that funny. Like, I think it's just him.
Is great for this show. Let me just say, like, at the exception of Elif and, like, her family and her brother kind of irritate. Her brother didn't irritate me until the last episode.
No, him, like, getting in their business. I'm like, get out of here. Go follow your freaking cheating sister and see what she's up to.
Yeah. And then, Elif...
Also, I'm like, if Elif's such a dumbass, she's staying with a cheater. That's her problem, not yours. I'm like, literally, why are you even messing with Erhan? Why don't you be like, sis, get it together and dump his ass? Yeah. That's what he, as a brother, should have been saying. Mm-hmm. Not going to Erhan, bitching to him, and being drunk at it. That was so funny. I was like... First of all, how did he get himself in that taxi cab to the house, or to the apartment? Because I was like, I love how he's apparently drunk driving the taxi and could have killed somebody. And then he's, like, bitching at him about holding hands with Sybil. I'm like, you acted like you saw them filming a porno out on the street. Like, you need to calm down with these accusations.
Oh my god, that's the thing with this show, is some of the accusations they get thrown his way. Erhan's, like, is Wait,
no, actually, we need to pause on the brother. We need to talk about the father, because talking about accusations. That newspaper. Okay, first of all, everybody I think has watched the show that's listening to this. If not, you need to go watch it. But obviously, spoilers ahead.
Which episode is this? Do you remember? So.
Oh, I think it's episode 2.
Well, then never mind. If you made it this far, keep listening.
Exactly. Yeah, we've already spoiled most stuff anyway, and it's fine. Just come along with the ride for us. Or you can just even watch just clips of Airship on Twitter or YouTube. Do it if that's the least you can do, because they're fire chemistry. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so literally Sybil is getting, like, lynched in the freaking press and by her family for being photographed standing next to a man on a porch.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even show his face. Like, are you for reals?
And they were literally having World War III meltdowns about it. And, like, the press is like, who is this man that Sybil was with? I was like, what are we, in the 1800s? It's like, she literally wasn't touching him. She wasn't kissing him. They weren't naked. Like, nothing untoward was happening. They were literally just standing fully clothed next to each other outside a house. And everyone, including her father, oh my God, I have to start on my rant. Everybody just buckle up because this is going to be a rant. Don't think I've ever hated a male character in Disneyland than I have until I met her father. Because he is everything that's wrong with the patriarchy. He is pure trash. He literally is trying to, first of all, marry off Sybil to trash creepy Zephyr, because we end up finding out it's because he's apparently broke and needs loans from the dad of Zephyr. So that's gross and trash. Then he is a trash father-in-law to Bagum, who is married to his son Tunjai, who has 2 beautiful little granddaughters, and they keep going on and on about the grandson, and I was like, Jesus Christ. Literally, it's 2023. Even in Turkey, I'm like, you're in fucking Istanbul. Yeah. You're not in Mardin, like in Herjai, where they can be back in medieval times, back in the cold country.
And the daughter-in-law even said, she's like, you guys pretend to be a modern family, but you guys still cry grandson. Like, I gave you 2 beautiful granddaughters. Like, what is the issue here?
Also, why is Sybil's mother calling the father Mr. Tahir?
They did that in her child.
Yes,
so.
Exactly. But that was one of my biggest pet peeves about her. That pissed me off to no end. I'm like, you've been married for like 30 fucking years. Why are you calling him Mr. whatever? She was younger though, and poor and whatever. Mm-hmm. This we find out, which blew my mind, is apparently Sybil's mom is the sugar mama in the situation. I did not know that he went and got a big rich fish and married up. So that's why this makes this whole thing even more fucked up, is he is going on and on about all this stuff, and I'm like, bitch, you were poor. So, like, don't even be talking right now. He needs to take several seats. I keep waiting. I want someone to push him down the stairs. If I was in that show, I literally would have shoved him down the stairs.
Yeah, I love the character that just came in. What's her name? I'm trying to remember her name.
Denem, this little sister. Yes. She is a badass queen. I love her. She's so cute. And I'm loving this character, too, because she is like a little mini Sybil.
Yes, exactly.
She is not putting up with the patriarchal bullshit of the family, and I'm living for it. I'm like, can we have more of this?
That was the best.
Oh, yeah, she was dragging the family just like Bagum. I was like, oh my God, I'm living for this. And she spilled all the tea to Alif's brother, who's the taxi driver, because she ends up meeting Alif's brother because he's her taxi driver, and she leaves her wallet in his taxi. So then they end up meeting up later, and she ends up getting trashed and like spilling all of the family secrets in tea. And then, of course, that ends up making him go and be salty with Erhan. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, just get out of here, first of all.
Yeah, if you're listening to another woman tell you about how your supposed brother-in-law is in love with another woman, I think that would be your cue to go tell your sister to, like, pack up, or, like, tell him to pack up and get out of here. Like, are you...
Or throw that ring and be like, we're done. Like, I'm done. But it's, like, also, like, that's on your dumbass sister if she wants to stay with his cheating ass, so... Which, again, Erhan has never cheated. That's the best part, is Erhan has never freaking cheated. Even though he had multiple opportunities and should have. Mm-hmm. Even when they were on a break, he didn't do anything. Unlike Ross from Friends, everyone. So, I cannot. So, yeah, anyway, back to the trash father, Mr. Tahir. Her mother is also trash, because she just lets all this patriarchal bullshit happen.
Oh my God. Gabby, her mom is non-existent. Like, how is she rich? Like, what?
No, I don't get that family dynamic at all.
Never, like, supported her once. And then she
threw her under the bus, too. She threw Bagum under the bus. She basically tells Bagum, the wife of Tunjai, that it's her fault that he's been cheating on her.
Yeah.
She basically is like, keep your husband at home. And I'm like, bitch, you keep your husband at home. You're broke-ass sugar daddy husband. Like, get out of here.
Yo, and then also, how is she gonna go tell us, like, that secret that Melisa accidentally told her mom to the dad? Like, are you for reals?
Wait, can we talk about how she forgave Melisa after, like, 5 minutes of that? First of all, she should be suing her for, like, breach of patient confidentiality. Like, doctor-patient confidentiality. Which I love how she says that at one point, and then it goes nowhere. And I'm just like, what is what's happening here? And then I love how literally the mom immediately snitches to the dad, who then the brother hears, and then he snitches to everybody. And I'm just like, this is seriously fucked up. This family, I need Sybil to move to America or somewhere else to get away from her trash family. Bring her baby sister back to America too, because she is the best. They're the only two with rights in that family.
Yeah, can I say how quickly they just moved on after, like, she exposed her brother for being the one to leak the... Like, it's like nothing happened because he managed to distract them by bringing them a grandson. Like,
no, literally everything was forgiven. He freaking, we find out that he faked numbers and made it look like her company was, like, never making money and all this stuff. And we find out, apparently, in the most recent episode, that Tunjai was fucking with the numbers. And I was like, what the hell? He needs to be in jail. He is a menace to society. Not only is he a freaking predator who is, like, hitting on everything and anything and having kids with everyone, he probably, and I love also, speaking of that, I love all his little sisters. Sanem is like, we're gonna find some more kids, and she starts naming other towns. I was dying.
I was like, you tell him.
I was true. Like, yes, queen, yes. I was like, please, I need that energy from Sanem every single episode, because I was literally clapping and, like, yelling at the TV because I loved it so much. Because she was just speaking straight up facts. She basically was like, fuck the patriarchy, and I was living for it. Also, so Tunjai is complete trash. Like, I've already said this multiple times, but he is very sweet, though, actually, with Berkai, and with the daughters, he's actually kind of okay. But Bagum, like, trying to, like, kill the son was, like, really, like, I was like, whoa.
I was with you until that point. I was like, But
no,
I knew
was
she
living
wasn't
for
gonna
her
do
screaming. It. Her screaming and dragging that entire family and her trash husband, I was living for that. And I love how she's like, I'm going to take this whole fucking family down. And I was like, please do. Go to the press. Divorce his ass.
I hope she teams up with Sybil at one point. I really hope.
Yes, I need the three of them. I need her, Sybil, and Sanem to literally be teaming up to destroy that trash family, because they're all trash. Also, can we talk about the daughters? They were such little bitches to the little brother. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with these kids?
I mean, also it's because of their mom, like,
I think you're right. So, I think she poisoned them towards him. She must have said something off screen that we don't see, because it is really, like, random how they're like, no, we hate him, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's implied that it was her, the way that she was, like, shrugging. She's like, they're kids, what can I do? I was like, clearly.
So I did feel bad for poor little Berkai, because, he's had a real rough life. Like,
poor baby. I feel so
poor bad. Little thing. But I just need Begum dragging Tunjai and Tahir and the mother-in-law, and just literally please, I want her to snitch to the press already. Also, can we talk about how when Erhan and Sybil, like, end up snitching to the whole family about Tunjai's kid, and also, like, I love how Erhan's, like, yelling at the dad. He just, like, literally busts in on them having dinner while Erhan just appears. And he's like, well, why are you trying to force your daughter with the man who was, like, molesting her in Antalya? And I was like, oh my god. And
he held nothing back. He went for it. Like, legit. He was like, you can wait here, and I'll go tell your family.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, because that was the thing. Is Sybil was like, no, don't, like, snitch on him. Like, we'll do it another way. And Erhan was like, fuck that noise. I'm blowing this shit up. And he literally just bounces down the steps and, like, just spills all the tea about Tunjai and everything. And I loved it. And Tunjai's face when he was snitching, it was so funny. But then, like you said, of course, 5 seconds later, that just gets swept under the rug and it's fine. Even though he has a kid by some random lounge singer in Antalya, it's totally fine because it's a grandson. You know, if that was a daughter, that would have not have flown.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it didn't fly, because they're like, I mean, and the dad wasn't even sensitive to, like, her, like, you know, like, oh, are you, like, at first I thought he was gonna be like, oh, okay, like, I didn't see the point of view, like, when he sat down next to her, and he asked her, like, is this what it was about, like, you know, you can't have kids, you only have 3 months to have kids, like, you know, so I thought he was gonna be more sensitive to that, and then he was like, no, like, we gotta marry you off faster. I was like, what?
No, because he kept saying, like, you brought shame to our family and our honor needs to be brought. And I'm like, what shame did she do? I'm like, she was literally photographed with her employee outside a house, not touching fully clothed.
If anything, I don't know why her PR didn't work faster and been like, that's her bodyguard. That's what her PR
or that's her employee, because he is. Be like, we're there for work. We were having a meeting. Like, literally, the whole thing was seriously so laughable and just so unbelievable, to be honest. And I kept thinking that the dad was going to make her and Erhan get engaged right then and there. But that's not at all what happened. So I was like, what was the point of this whole thing then? That really pissed me off, actually. Because I'm like, I thought we were going to get somewhere.
He needs to find a way to pay off his loans. And that's what it is. And he needs someone rich. And in his eyes, Erhan is not rich enough for him.
Well, of course not. And also he doesn't like Erhan because Erhan was standing up for Sybil. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to just run over her like he always does and just be his trash, patriarchal bullshit self.
I can't believe how much the son gets away with in comparison to Sybil. Like, that's crazy to me.
In the big year of 2023.
Yeah, I hate that
it's
bullshit.
Disgusting.
Like,
I hate it.
I was watching this and I was like, oh yeah, Gabby must have a lot to say about this.
He knew I was screaming at my television. Literally every time the father opens his mouth, I like want to push him down the steps. I keep waiting for someone to shove him. I'm like, can Sybil please just push him down the steps?
Can we talk about how the father is like trying to have an affair at the same time? Like, this is so
ew. And first of all, that lady,
if she wanted to get revenge on Sybil, she's doing it the correct way. That's all I gotta say, though.
I mean, no, but the joke's on her, though, because he is, like, so much worse. Yeah. Like, I don't even know how she's even going to do that. That's disgusting. Ew. Yeah, that whole plot line is absolutely disgusting. Also, speaking of the trash father and the loans, so now because he's decided Sybil isn't going to marry Zafar, and now it's our poor little baby Sanem is going to marry that creep.
Yeah,
that's what we see in the promo for the 5th episode. And I was just like, what is happening here?
I'm really excited because then they also have the... Sorry, someone honked. She said, let's get married. So...
Yeah, Sybil said that. No, but then Alif is kissing Erhan, and she's like, I love you so much, we need to get together. And then she's got a pregnancy test. And I'm like, what is happening?
This is what I'm confused about. Like, there's, like, 2 possibilities on whose pregnancy test that could be. That could be hers, or that could be, like, the daughter-in-law's, like, pregnancy. But then why would she be holding it crying? So...
No, so some people were thinking it's Alif's pregnancy test, but it's not Erhan's baby.
Okay.
Which better be the thing. Or she finds that in the house, thinking it's Sybil's, and thinks that Erhan knocked her up.
Yes.
Or Sanem is pregnant, and that's why all of a sudden she's marrying Zafar. So there are 3 women that could possibly be pregnant.
Yeah.
And the only one I want is Sybil, and she's not. So
yeah, it's definitely not.
FML on all fronts on that front.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I think Alif even says like she made a mistake or something, and so I think that something happened with her and Tunjai. I think that after she finally breaks up with Erhan, I think she bones Tunjai.
Damn, you'll have 4 kids. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, he is the most, like, potent, he's like Genghis Khan. He's trying to have, like, a whole football team full of kids.
He was telling his baby mama, poor lady, she's dying from cancer, I think. He was like, I always keep it safe. Like, that's no way, that's
literally, from how Sanem, your own baby sister, was like, he's got hoes in different area codes and, like, freaking babies all over Turkey. I don't think so. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about how Erhan gets fired because he attacks Tunjai because Tunjai said that he was banging Alif, basically.
Oh my god, that like completely just slipped out of my mind. See, like anything that has to do with Alif, and him, I just blocked out.
They're so gross. They're so gross. But I'm like, if she's gonna be a dumbass like she is, I'm like, that's your problem, girl. I'm like, that's all on you.
And
I don't feel bad for her.
This, like, Elif, like, is giving that brother so much, like, leverage. It's pissing me off. Ugh.
No, she's literally, she just threw Erhan under the bus and is trusting this dude that she's known for 5 seconds.
And then
who she knows is shady.
Erhan told her, like, this man is a rascal and blah, blah, blah. And she, she literally agreed. She's like, yeah, I quit his job too. You know? So how are you going to agree and then go and do the same thing that you just said that...
Because she's a freaking hypocrite. Like I said earlier, she's a mess. I can't stand this bitch. I'm ready for her to be off the show. Can she just go away?
I'm done too.
I kept waiting, honestly, also for the dad to make Sybil adopt the son, Berkay. I have a feeling that's where this is going to go too. Is like, I have a feeling that they're like Erhan and her are going to get married, and then they're going to like adopt. No,
there's no way the brother would let that happen. Like, as much as like the brother is an asshole, he loves that kid though a little bit. Like,
or he's learning to love him. He's going to be married to Leaf, obviously. Because she, like, already is basically Berkay's mom. As he even says in the promo of the 5th episode, he's like, I'm going to divorce her, and, like, could we have a chance?
Yeah, and I'm like, I totally forgot, like, but, again, Elif's dad will never let that happen. I think it was Elif's dad that was like, he has multiple children and, like, a wife. How can that happen?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Tunjai was at the house, like, after the dad was in the car crash and was like, oh, Berkay really wanted to see you, so we just, like, came over, and I wanted to, like, make sure your dad was okay. And he's, like, making sandwiches and has drinks, and I'm like, what is happening here?
He's always doing things for her because, like, he wants to keep her as a babysitter. I don't really think he likes her, like...
Oh, no. I think he does, because he sees how much his son loves her. Oh, he is into her. Oh, yeah. He wants her to be his baby mama. Like, he does.
I just thought he was doing all this stuff to flatter her, like, so
no,
that she would stay longer.
No, it's him being a man whore, but it's also, he genuinely, from day one, he saw how good she was with Berkay, and he was super into it. I think it's because I don't think Begum is, like, that motherly, like, sweet thing. Yeah. So I think that's why. And also Elif is, like, young and innocent, so I think that's also what he's into. And he knows that he can manipulate her because, as we said, she believed him after 5 minutes.
I just don't understand what she sees in that man. Like, he's literally hiding his child. What is it?
Lying to the
wife, lying to her, saying that, like, the mom just left, when clearly the mom had no choice but to give him up. It was either him or foster care. So, you know, you're not being truthful about that.
Which I'm like, everybody's just gonna be with everybody's brother and sister, literally. It's like Sybil's little sister with Elif's little brother, Elif with Sybil's older brother, and then Sybil is with her ex-fiance. I'm like, it's so incestuous how everybody's just with everybody. And then now her daddy is going to be having the side chick, which is her mortal enemy. Which, can we talk about that lady? Because I'm like, she has all the audacity to be blaming Sybil for her dad's suicide. Because Sybil bought, like, the hotel or her family hotel, and then her dad, like, committed suicide or something. I'm like, well, like Sybil says, she's like, well, what does that have to do with me? Like, I'm so sorry, but, like, what does that have to do with me? And, like, you can see how distraught Sybil is. Like, we have never, even when she found out,
acting there was amazing.
When we found out she couldn't have kids, she was less distraught than when this lady is telling her that the dad hung himself because of what happened with the business deal or whatever.
That was
so I'm like, this lady is heartless, because she is seeing how distraught she is, and then she's just like, well, I'm gonna destroy your life, which I think is really funny, because she's going after the dad when she should be going after Erhan, because that's the main prize, but she doesn't know that yet, apparently.
I don't know, it's because Sybil has kind of made it known to everybody that, like, her dad's opinion of her really matters. Like, it matters. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
it's like Elif and Erhan. I'm like, you need to cut that toxicity out of your life. Like, if that was my father, he would have been canceled years ago. Canceled. I would have been like, I don't have a father.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but my queen, I can't believe that she's taking this.
She, like, holds on to the memories of her father from when he was younger. And I think that's...
Oh, yeah, when she was little, yeah. And he was like, oh, yeah, because we have to see that flashback of, like, her falling down and hurting her knee and him being super sweet, which I'm, like, still, like, that's not the man that I know.
Yeah, like, how did he become the person that she knows now? Like, it's kind of weird to me that she won't cut him off either. Like, she refuses to cut her dad off, just like he refuses to cut Elif and her family off.
Again, they're two sides of the same coin, everyone. I'm telling you, there's so many similarities between the two of them, and, like, they would just be so good together. I can't wait for us to actually see them. I'm tired of this Elif push and pull bullshit that no one wants. Literally, I don't think the Turks want that either, because obviously the ratings are showing that they do not want this.
Yeah, they need to give us that fake relationship already. I know it's coming.
Marriage of Convenience is coming, I think. We see that there's some sort of wedding that they're filming right now, so it better be Sybil and Erhan, not Zafar and Senem, because that's what I'm worried about. I really don't want my poor baby girl having to be married to that creep.
Yeah. Well, I kind of love how they don't have way too many characters yet. Like, I think we've, like, went over, like, almost every character.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, we still need to talk about the dad and Erhan's conversation that was from the most recent episode, because that was really good.
I love that episode so much, just because of that one part of there. Like, they were at the restaurant. This is before he meets that girl that, like, wants to ruin Sybil's life, which I don't actually understand. Like, if Sybil is really looking for that, like, insurance, like, from her father, like, why wouldn't she just go tell her dad, like, hey, yo. Yeah,
this lady's, like, coming after us.
Kill me.
Yeah.
Why is Sybil hiding that? Like, I need to know that. Like, that's the only part of the show that's not making sense to me, is because, like, it's been shown to us that she loves her dad. Like, why won't she go to her dad with this issue?
No, it's because they have to make this damn side chick plot work. That's why.
I guess.
Which I'm like, I don't even care. So literally, he doesn't even have any money, so the joke's on her.
Yeah. You can't buy a hotel, I'm sorry.
Literally comes over and, like, cause so the dad is meeting with Zafar, and Erhan literally comes over and, like, basically says, like, let's go outside and fight to Zafar, which I love that energy. He came in so hot. He was like, I am ready to go again.
I know. I just love that about him. He's just
he is so protective of Sybil. I love it. I love it. I love it. And Sybil, like, wasn't even, like, aware of that either, which I kind of love too, but I want her to find out from her dad or Zafar. I want them to be like, stop sending your bodyguard, like, guard dog after me.
Yes, exactly. Love that. Love.
Because they were so cute. But yeah, so he's, like, dragging Zafar again in front of the dad, and he, like, literally was like, how are you trying to, like, sell your daughter to this trash, basically?
And then the dad tries to insult him by saying, well, when you're younger, your dad left, and then your mom died. And then you had no family until you got engaged, and then you have, like, a second family.
Oh, yeah, because he's, like, reading this legit file, everyone who hasn't seen it.
He, like, legit, like, pulls up a file and, like, does, like, a background check, basically.
Yeah.
And then the guy, like, he's sitting down, Erhan, and he's, like, throwing the food at the birds, which I think is so, so Alp of him. And he goes, okay, so let's put that down and let me tell you a story. And then gives him the background check about how he was dirt poor, and then he married rich, and then like his whole life changed that way. And now he's like trying to sell his daughter, and he got mad. I was like, yeah, you better get mad, like.
Yeah. No, but I just thought it was so funny because I'm like, he literally, Erhan, like, he, like, pleasantly surprised us that he also had the receipts. He was like, oh, bitch, you thought you were gonna get me? Well, surprise!
Exactly. Oh my god, the way he
I love
his wittiness. I love the banter that he has with, like, literally everybody but Elif. Like, I don't know what it is about Elif, but, like, he just becomes like a lover boy. Like, he can't even have that, like, conversation with her without her getting pissed.
No,
that's why it works with Sybil. That's why he's able to have real.
Yeah, because they're equals.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they are and they aren't, because he's still, you know, peasant. But in the way that if we're going to compare Elif and him versus Sybil and him, yeah, there's no comparison. Also, I freaking love how he was just like, don't be telling me about how, like, we're the same person, basically. And I'm like, yeah, like, I didn't understand where that was going. I know some people were worried that he was going to pull a Tahir and was going to marry Sybil just for her money and become, like, Tahir. And I was like, oh my god, please, that better not happen. Like,
I don't
Jesus.
think so. I don't think, like, you know, it would go that way.
And oh yeah, and I loved Erhan also talking about his dad and how he died like poor in like the slums basically, and like the only people at the funeral were me, the like mosque leader, and then the whatever, and I was like,
no, and then him. So it was the dead body, him, and the mosque person.
Yeah, I think there was a third person there. I think it was like the Undertaker or whatever, like, and I was like dying. I was like, he like had some shots fired at Tahir, and he basically was like, you don't want that to happen to you too, Tahir Bey. And I was like, yes.
Exactly.
Yes. No, but I do love how hard he goes for Sybil, and like there's no reason for him to be going this hard. Like he like really went to that restaurant. Oh yeah, but I just remembered, it's because Tahir calls him while he's meeting with stupid Alif for breakfast. So Tahir must have been like, we gotta talk, like, come meet me at this place for lunch or whatever. Which I just love it. I love it. Erhan, like, literally came in with his BDE and was like, surprise! I also
Guns
have
blazing.
Yes, I love that energy. And like you said, he needs to bring that energy to Alif, because enough is enough. But we need to talk about the amazing air-sib scenes that we got in the last few episodes. I love how she, like, my queen was, like, literally about to change her own tire. And then she got, like, dirt on her outfit and was like, oh, F this.
I love her. She's just so, like, I aspire to be like her. Like, I don't know. She's
just iconic in every way.
Exactly. She just, wow. Like,
She is mothering, as the kids say.
Yes, exactly. She's true mother right there.
She is mother. I was like, I'm obsessed. Like, even though I think I'm actually a year or so older than Melissa, I feel like she's like my older sister. Like, she is like the goals. She is the standard. Obviously we gush about her because we love her so much. She is one of our all-time favorite Disney queens. That's why her playing this character is just so on brand.
So
and
perfect.
So good.
Legit, like a little fun fact. In our group chat, out of all the actresses in Turkey, we all agreed that, like, Melissa is our top.
It's Bae. Yeah, she is the queen.
And
she is
we
mother.
have, like, about 10, 15 people in that group chat, by the way. So
yeah, and we do not agree on, I don't think, any Disney men, but we all agree that Melissa is mother.
Yeah. Melissa, if she's listening to this or somehow it gets to her, we love her.
Semi Chok Senora Melissa Chim.
Exactly.
Yes, our queen forever. We love Melissa.
We love her.
And she's just literally slaying. I was looking and I saw the styling is done by like a stylist, because I know in Yeni Hayat, which is another show that I'm trying to get Jenny to watch.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, in Yeni Hayat, she was killing it also in her acting and her styling, and apparently Melissa was the stylist of Yeni Hayat for her clothes. Yeah. And so I was thinking that she was again, but she's not apparently. But yeah, so after the tire, she's like about to change her tire. Like, of course, Erhan is just like randomly driving by and sees her on the side of the road. I was like soulmatery, everyone. Like, what are the chances that he was driving by when her tire blew up, basically? Yeah. And so I love how he's like, oh, well, we can, like, wait here for the tow truck, or, like, I can drive you. And then she's, like, grabbing her, like, dry cleaning.
She's like, all right, let's go. Like, he didn't even have to convince her much. She's like, yep, let's go grab my stuff. And he's, like, smirking, too, and they're doing, like, their cutesy, like, flirting, savage banter, as always, too, like, as this is all happening. And then I love how she gets in the back seat, and she's like, why is this car so small? And she's like undressing, and he's kind of like glancing. I was like, I know you want to.
Creeping. He's creeping he's like looking in the rearview mirror, because she starts changing her shirt, because like I said, she got a like dirt on it, and she's like you should not be looking at me, is basically what she's saying. Yeah. And then he's just like smirking away. The look on Alperin's face was so good that entire scene. I was just like, Oh my god, these two, seriously, I just love them so much. I'm so happy they're reunited.
Yeah. Love
even if they fight in real life, I don't care.
Yeah,
because they're iconic.
They made up, so it's whatever happened. It's water under the bridge. Let it be.
Exactly. And then of course, then Erhan like literally slams on the brakes because they were like with their banter. She was, I guess, getting a little too savage, and he makes her like fly forward.
Gotta humble her a little bit.
Yeah, he was humbling her.
You're in my car.
The face she makes was so Melissa. I loved it so much. She's just like, bitch, please. And I love how she is just such a queen that she's just like literally taking off her top back there and is just like, whatever. Especially after the whole paparazzi mess, I kept being worried. I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna be the next thing.
Yeah.
She's gonna be topless in the back seat with Erhan, and the Paps are gonna put that all over the internet.
The Paps never catch like any of the juicy shit that happens in this world.
Yeah, they never do. They literally, and it was only because of we forgot to say that's actually what they exposed at the dinner, was that Tunjai's like stalker or guy was stalking Sybil and Erhan to the mountain house, and that's where those pictures came from, was from Tunjai's like little lackey guy.
Yeah.
And so like that's what they exposed, is she was like, he's the one that gave it to the press.
Shit out of the lackey, by the way.
Oh yeah, Erhan? Oh my god, Erhan was literally like becoming psychotic.
I was like, oh my god, I'm afraid he's actually gonna kill this man.
Yeah, and Sybil was kind of scared with, she was into it.
Yeah, she was definitely into it.
She was like, Erhan babe, what is going on? I love that. Yeah, he was going feral for Sybil Hunnam.
Yeah,
and I was
like, he goes hard for her for like absolutely no reason. Like, I get the $3 million is a lot, and that's a lot to buy.
No, but that's not why he's doing this.
You can't buy loyalty like that. You get what I mean? Like, the naysayers are gonna be like, well, he's just doing it for the money that he loves.
Oh, no. He is into her way more than he realizes. Like, he is actually more protective of her than he is of Olif, which I find hilarious and embarrassing for her. I'm like, girl, oh, what a mess.
I'm so excited for episode 5 now. Like, I can't even tell you, Gabby. Like, oh, I'm so ready. I've never been so hyped for a show. Like,
I know, it's going to be good, but like, also at the same time, I'm so scared because the whole pregnancy thing is like really
but the Turks love that shit, so hopefully the ratings go up. Please, you guys.
No, I have a feeling like it's gonna be like because him and Sybil get engaged. Because remember when Alif comes up to him and kisses him in the house, and Sybil's looking outside, she's like, "Don't marry her." So they're already like, he's already engaged to Sybil at that point. So at first I was thinking that Alif is going to like bust in on either their wedding or their engagement party and be like, I'm pregnant. And I'll be like, I don't think they slept together. I'm going to clown. I really don't. I think that she's a virgin or was a virgin and now is somehow pregnant. That's all I'm going to say is I do not think that Erhan and her had anything like that.
I really think that it's going to be that she finds a pregnancy test that's like somebody else's, but she thinks that it's Sybil's because she only has that 3 months to get pregnant thing. And then like
and because Tunjai told her specifically that was what the whole deal was, is that he was gonna knock Sybil up.
I can't believe, like, what type of brother be like, I literally
he is horrible. There's a father.
There's a comment I wrote about her brother. Let me read it to you word by word. Let me see. Let me find
Tunjai.
Tunjai
is Tahir Jr. They're both patriarchal, asshole, cheating psychopaths.
Oh, I love that his wife, Tunjai's wife, at one point was like, they were sitting together for dinner. They were celebrating the success of Sybil's fashion company or whatever.
Jezebel!
Yeah. Tunjai was like, maybe I can work with her too, like my sister's very successful, the fake flattery stuff. And his wife goes, you will work well with your sister. She dresses, you undress. I was like laughing for a good 5 minutes. I literally went and replayed that part like 5 times.
No, at first I hated Bagoom, but when she had, like, her breakdown and started dragging them all, I'm like, okay, no, I'm, like, getting behind her, and I'm Team Bagoom, like, all the way. She needs to be dragging the parents and her trash husband.
And so then, this is something that I wrote, like, when I found out that, like, he was behind the photos, even though we already knew this. I was like, I can't stand Sybil's brother. He's a grown-ass man obsessed with his sister's business. Like, go be a father to your 3 kids. Jobless behavior all around. I literally, like, wrote that as I was watching the show.
No, he really is, like, that stereotypical, like, useless older brother, jobless, man whore, like, got a million kids all over Turkey. Yeah, he needs to be dealing with his own business, like you said. He needs to stay out of the literal business and her personal business.
How are you gonna be so old and, like, still after, like, trying to be daddy's favorite? Like, are you for reals? Go father
your kids. No, it's embarrassing. And, like, literally, and then him, like, finding out about him having Burkai, and then, like, hiding him, and then, like, the dad finding out, and just sweeping away everything. Which, if you, literally, it's all Tunjai's fault that their honor has been stained. And I'm like, why is, of course, Tahir is like, well, it's not the man's fault. It's only the woman's fault.
I really love how Sybil knew this, but, like, didn't go, like, she could have done so much damage to that family. Like,
she should spill all, it's just like Prince Harry all over again. I'm like, spill all the tea on your trash family. Drag them all in the press, please. Literally let it all loose. They don't deserve your loyalty. When the dad gives the company managing to Tunjai instead of her and takes it away from her.
Yeah, we all know her employees gonna hate that, man. Like,
no, but remember how Sybil's like, well, why don't you take? You want the call? She was like literally like saying take everything. She was like, what else do you want? And I love how she's such a badass queen. She just stands up and pieces right away. And the mom's like, Sybil, don't be like this. And I'm like, bitch, she is literally being a badass queen right now. She was like, "Oh, you want the company? Do you want the apartment? Do you want the car? Do you want my trust fund?" Like, basically, it's like she was like, "Just take it all. Like, who cares?"
That reminds me of Tuzok. I love, like, that little like when she was doing that. That reminded me of
Jeden. Yes,
I love that strong.
We love an independent queen.
Exactly.
That behavior should always be in Disney's, but sadly, is not. Yeah. Oh, Erhan, God. I'm just like, I'm so over him and a freaking Alif, the roller coaster. Yeah. Literally, and like, we're watching this. Like, how is he living this, though, everyone? Like, if this is your friend, like, his roommate needs to be like, boy, you need to get it together and dump Alif's ass.
Yeah, but he doesn't really like, Sybil, like, either. Like, he
was calling her Ice Queen.
Yeah, so, I don't know.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Sybil getting drunk and the bartender calling Erhan to come pick her up and take care of her.
Because she was saying Erhan, I was like, oh.
I was like, literally loose, drunk lips, loose ships. I was like, yep, she really is.
Exactly. It was so sweet.
I was living for that. I loved it. But, like, sadly, no fun shenanigans were happening, even though, again, for the millionth time, they should have been. Yeah. I am never a supporter of cheating. This is the only time, besides the cleaning lady, our beloved the cleaning lady, where I'm like, cheat.
No, I don't support cheating either, but, like, they're broken up now, so it's not really cheating.
But they, like, well, now they are, again, fine. But then now she's the other woman. She's going after Sybil's fiance now. And actually is going after him. She kissed him and was like, break up with her fiance. Yeah, because I'm bored. I'm like, no! Like, get away from him. You had your chance. I'm so over Alif. Like, I just want her gone. I can't stand that actress now. If I ever see her in something again, I'm just gonna have to never watch a Disney with her because I can't.
She, like, left such a bad impression on
She left such a bad taste in my mouth. Like, her and the guy that plays the dad of Sybil, Tahir, are ruined for life. Like, I hate both of them with a fiery passion. Yes. Did we talk about all the Air Sib moments? I mean, we briefly talked about it in the cabin.
Well, they're building it up, so we'll probably have way more to talk about in the future. We're like only on episode 4 at the moment, going on to episode 5. But so far, it's really interesting. I like the characters, most of the characters. I love that they don't have too much.
There's
the
more fun facts. I just was looking at my notes because I knew I was forgetting something. So there's more familiar Disney locations in this show, by the way, everyone. So I mentioned before that the Zemheri house is now Alif's family's house. Mm-hmm. And Sybil's apartment is the same apartment building as our beloved Tuzak. That's Chinar's apartment, aka Umut. Mm-hmm. And then Sybil's family's house is John Divitt's childhood home that he brings Sanim to tell her that he loves her for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the second I saw that house, I was like, wait a second.
There's so many familiar locations, but I just couldn't place them at the time. Like, I was like, yeah, I know I've seen that on Tuzak. And I was like, yeah, I've seen that on in Kunzi Kush. And then I was like, wow, is Turkey really that small sometimes?
No, they really are using the same, like, 15 locations, like, houses, apartments, whatever, for, like, everybody. Because even, I'm 99% sure that Erhan's apartment location was also used in Karpishma with the two of them. I'm pretty sure that Melisa and Alp have filmed scenes walking down that street together as their other characters. Because that street looked very familiar to me. And I've obviously seen so many. I've loved how people have been making videos of them from that Disney and then this one.
And it's because the locations are the same? Yeah.
No, just because they're reunited and we all love, like, Alp Mel. So everybody was, like, posting, like, you know, from Karpishma scenes. And I was just like, wait a second. Yeah, I'm 99% sure that their first kiss is on that same street or the same neighborhood. It's definitely the same neighborhood because it looks so familiar. And I'm like, why would I know this random ass street in Istanbul? But yeah, everyone. So we will be back probably within a month or so because we're going to wait to have like another handful of episodes of Ego. Hopefully we don't get canceled.
Is it Ego or is it Ergo? Let us know.
I thought it was Ego.
I thought it was Ergo.
It's like Erkek, Guvan, Olmaz.
Ego, Ergo.
Ego, which literally is Erkek, men. Guvan, trust. Olmaz, impossible.
Oh. Look at Gabby coming in with the language.
Turkçe biliyorum. I know Turkish, everybody. Yes. No, I just realized because somebody was just posting about that, and because when they saw the promo of episode 5, they were like, "Wow, really? This title really is true." They were like, "Fucking Erhan." They were like, "We were rooting for you, and now you're doing this to Sybil." They were like, "Men really can't be trusted." But yeah, we're living for this. Melissa's slaying. Alperin is growing out his beard, everyone, by the way, too. We forgot to mention that. So finally. And I'm like, keep growing it, babe, because you need that beard. And then you'll be looking fly.
I think the stylist or whoever was like, yeah, the fans are getting mad that you don't have your beard.
Oh, we forgot to mention. So, like, speaking of, like, their little supposed fight at the beginning of the season, can we talk about how Sybil in the car when she's driving with Erhan in, like, I think the second episode, she's like, I hate being late.
Oh.
We're all convinced that was Melisa putting that in there as a dig and a thing to their fight. So we'll end on that amazing note. Melisa just continues slaying. Alperin, yes. Alif needs to go away.
Exactly. Well, it's been real Disney talk with us.
Yes, real, everyone. Tunce's trash and so is Tahir. Fuck the patriarch, everybody. Peace.
Exactly. Bye.